Hey folks, Madeline Fertile here, serving in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm here to talk to you a little bit more of a deep dive into a day in the neighborhood, what Jacksonville, Florida is really like. So in the previous video with some of my coworkers and friends, we talked that Jacksonville was really a relaxed beach town. It's got a cool downtown vibe. It's got walkable neighborhoods with tons of great restaurants and bars throughout the whole city. And it's quite spread out city. So I'm going to sort of deep dive into some more specific areas, but we're really a mix of everything. I mean, we've got suburbia, historic district, beach bungalows to oceanfront condos. You get townhomes, you get single family homes. I mean, the whole spread, and however you want to live in Jacksonville, like I said, is how you can choose to live here, and you know, affordability and all that considered. But however you want to live here, if you want to own a condo, if you want to own a 6-bedroom house, either way we can do it. So I'm going to try and explain it using some Googleable terms, I guess, considering you're likely moving to Jacksonville with no knowledge of the area at all. I figure if I talk about the Jacksonville Beach Pier, that's something you can Google and see where it is on a map and get an idea of what the heck I'm talking about. So I'm going to just try and break it down into super broad areas of Jacksonville. It's going to be, like I said, super broad. Realistically, if you have more questions, just call me and I will try and answer everything I can to explain to you areas of town, median price point, what to expect, what to be near. You know, if you're going to get Walmart or Target or chain restaurants or local, I mean, I'll explain most of that in this video, but realistically, once it gets down to neighborhood specific and locations, and we're actually searching for you to buy your home here in Jacksonville, we'll have to have a phone call and I can explain it further. Because like I said, Jacksonville is actually Duval County and Jacksonville. So Duval County is the county of Jacksonville, Florida. And Duval is actually the largest county by landmass in the United States. So we're quite spread out. I mean, we basically go to the Georgia border, which is somewhat marshland, all the way down to the bottom side of Jacksonville. So it's quite a large area. So I'm going to be very broad in what I'm talking about here. So first we've got the beaches. We've got 4 main beaches. We've got Atlantic, Neptune, Jacksonville, and Ponte Vedra Beach. As you would imagine, they are the beach, but they are sort of stacked on each other. And between that, you've got basically 2 main pockets of bars and restaurants. First being between Atlantic and Neptune Beach, so right where Atlantic Boulevard goes all the way over to the ocean, you're going to get more of a restaurant-centric, some really good local restaurants, North Beach Fish Camp being my favorite. And then you'll go down to Jax Beach near the Jacksonville Beach Pier, like I said, a Googleable location. You're going to get a little bit more of a bar-centric vibe, but some really good food there as well. And that's more of like a quadrant from 5th to Beach, and 3rd to 1st is going to be sort of a chunk of good restaurants and bars. And house-wise at the beach, you're going to get from beach bungalows to condos to townhomes. It's going to be smaller homes and a higher price point. Of course, there are massive homes out at the beach, but you're getting into the $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 range. If you're looking more in that $200,000 to $400,000 range, you can still get between probably a 1,500 square foot to 2,200 square foot home. But like I said, gonna be smaller, a little bit more expensive to be out at the beach. If you go less than 10 minutes west, you end up in Intercoastal West. So literally just over the Intercoastal from the beach. Prices are generally lower. So a house that would sell for $450 at the beach might sell for $350 in the Intercoastal. So you're gonna get bigger houses. You're gonna see a lot more single family and townhomes. So less condos in Intercoastal West. When I'm talking Intercoastal West, I'm talking, if you're looking at a map, between Kernan to the Intercoastal, and then just north of Atlantic Boulevard down to about Butler. It's this nice quadrant of area that you'll see actually a lot of military families will choose to live here because it's nearly equidistant between NS Mayport and NAS Jacksonville. So it's a lot of military folks, and like I said, good price point. You know, you're going to get subdivisions, you're going to get that neighborhood feel. So you're less than 10 minutes to the beach, like I said. Restaurant-wise, you'll see a mix between chains and local, and you're going to get your Super Target, your Publix, which if you're not actually a Floridian like I am, Publix is our grocery store and it's the bomb. We have Winn-Dixie and we have, I think Lucky's just closed, but we have now Sprouts, which is more of a farmer's market style, and we've got Fresh Market, but Publix is going to be your go-to probably. But basically Intercoastal West is going to have everything you need. They've got a Lowe's and Home Depot like right next to each other, and it's stacked. This area is stacked. If you go just 10 minutes more west of us, so now we're about 20 minutes from the beach, you're going to get more of the south side area. South side, you'll find the St. John's Town Center, which people will travel far and wide to come shopping here. I mean, realistically, I'm from Tallahassee, which is about 2.5 hours west of Jacksonville. And when I was in high school, we would drive to Jacksonville to the St. John's Town Center to do shopping. They just had more here. So you're going to get the St. John's Town Center, and that's going to range from the Gap to Gucci, I think. So we got a wide variety of stores. I mean, you're going to get like your Williams-Sonoma and your West Elm, and you're going clothes, jewelry, everything. Great amount of restaurants there as well. But literally every brand you can imagine. Southside area is a lot more commercial. I mean, you're going to get quite a few movie theaters in the area, bigger chain restaurants. It's also going to be more apartments, condos, and townhomes with pockets of subdivisions. It tends to be a attraction for younger couples and younger families and single people because it does have so much going on, and being near the town center, it makes life very easy to get what you need done quickly. And that's like, I live in Intercoastal West. We live 10 minutes from everything you could imagine, between being in Intercoastal West and the Southside area. So it's sort of a prime location if you want to be on the east side of the river. If you go west of the river, and the river I'm talking about is St. John's, so you're basically St. John's, the river. I know there's St. John's County, St. John's Town Center, and St. John's the River, but St. John's River divides Jacksonville basically in half. So if you go west of the river, which is where NAS Jacksonville is, you're going to get Orange Park and Fleming Island. Now, those are due south of NAS Jax. So off Highway 17 or Roosevelt is going to be most of your military traffic. But that's going to be about 40 minutes from the beach, to put it in perspective. But it's an easy drive to most people at NAS Jax. You're going to have a little bit more local restaurants, some single-family subdivisions. You're still going to see condos and townhomes, of course. And it's also technically in Clay County instead of Duval County. A lot of folks maybe based at NAS Jax might choose between Orange Park, Fleming Island area, or Mandarin, which is same height, but east or west of the river, depending on whether or not you want to commute the Buckman Bridge, which is the main bridge getting you from the east side to where NAS Jax is. That's a conversation we should have, honestly, because it's a very different expectation of lifestyle in terms of, if you're east of the river, you're getting to the beach in 20 minutes. If you're west of the river, it's 40, and it's amazing the quick difference it makes. If you're more of a downtown walkable style person, then we'll talk about closer to downtown. More of our downtown is a little bit more commercial typically, but we've got some areas called San Marco, Riverside, Five Points, and Avondale. If you look those up on Google and we can talk through a map together, those are going to be a little bit more historic districts. You're going to have more local restaurants. Some neighborhoods are walkable. You can walk to bars, restaurants, coffee shops, that kind of thing. But it's basically, they hug the St. John's River, where St. John's comes through the middle of downtown. So you got San Marco up in the peninsula there, and then you get Five Points, Riverside, Avondale are on the north bank of the river. But I might be acting funny here, but they're being the hip and younger crowd, definitely a cool area to be if you're okay with maybe a smaller home, but you want more of that lifestyle. Then we got two areas that are sort of the north and south parts of town. So if you go St. John's County, which is St. John's County, which is south of Jacksonville, so south of 295, clearly St. Johns County, it's a different county. It's going to be a little more spread out. It's not quite as developed as Duval is, because it's sort of been one of those things where as Jacksonville's grown, people have decided to move south of the city to get more space. So you're going to get more new construction down there. You're going to get more developed neighborhoods. We've got a place called Nocatee, which is sort of that all-inclusive lifestyle of you get your home, but the home comes with a park and a pool and your own local shops and all this. It's very compressed, all in one, like I said, all inclusive. But St. John's, like I said, it's a little more expensive because it's known for its great schools in St. Johns County. So if you're leaning towards the school district, St. Johns County is known for that. But like I said, it's going to be more expensive because it's known for the schools and people are trying to get down there. But it's also slightly longer commute times because it is more spread out and it is south of town. If you go north side, a little Ocean Way area of town, north of 295 and near the Jacksonville International Airport, and yes, we are international. That's a typical spot for military families because it ends up being nearly equidistant between NAS Jax and NS Mayport. So if you potentially might get stationed at Jax for your first tour and then you might move to Mayport or vice versa, Northside's a great option. So you're not moving twice and having to do maybe a 10-minute commute the first 3 years or 2 years, and then you're doing a 50-minute commute, the next tour. It's not really ideal. So if you choose that Northside Ocean Way area, you're going to get an even commute, maybe 30, 35 minutes both ways. And you can get a lot more bang for your buck. So you're going to see a lot bigger houses. For instance, like a 5-bedroom, 4-bath is $290,000, whereas just under $300,000 gets you 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,800 square feet, more local, more close into town, in the middle of town. But up in the Ocean Way as well, you're near the airport, like I said. You also have an outdoor shopping mall called River City, which is a little funny. And then, like I said, you're going to be a little bit more spread out. You're going to have those subdivisions as well, but they're bigger. The homes are slightly bigger, and they're slightly newer construction. Generally after 2000 is when most of those were built. So I know that was a lot of info. Like I said, please call me. My phone number is 850-294-0662. I'd love to dive in to each of these parts of town with you more and explain or find out what's going to be the best fit for your family or you as a single person or whatever it is. Figuring out what's going to be best for you. Whether you need walkability, if you want to be able to bike to the beach, if you want more of a 5-bedroom home. I mean, whatever it is, we have it here in Jacksonville, and it's just a matter of finding it, making sure it's in your price point, and getting the work done. So like I said, give me a call. Let's chat it out. I'll teach you everything I can about Jacksonville, and it would be my pleasure to dive deep into each one of these areas. See you later.